welcome to Late to the Show. I'm your host, Prophet74. Today we bring Azulle Byte3. Now it's a mini PC, and we're gonna talk a little bit more of what's under the hood too. So right now this is a 4 gig RAM, 64 of memory built in. Of course, it has the Apollo Lake 34 series processor, and it comes with Windows Pro 10 on it. So one great thing you can do is, what we want to do is stream games, and this is probably the machine for you. So if you're hesitant about buying a new machine and you don't want to get the latest and greatest of expensive machines, maybe you want to look into something like this. So let's take a look at it and let's open it up and see what you get in the box. So right now the box itself is fully loaded. They give you instructions of what's included, support, and extra if you want to save some money and some coupons on VPN connections. So let's go ahead and open the box. And the first thing you get here is the actual machine. Look at the machine, how small and simple, basic. It's ready to go off the box. You can use this for your home entertainment system, including wireless built-in devices. Like, for example, you have a controller that you want to stream through. You can actually connect it through. Now, it does have an antenna here. We're going to talk a little bit more what's inside first. We're going to put everything on the side. In the box itself, there's nothing else in here. It's empty. We're going to put this to the side. I'm going to keep the manual and everything else you get in here. So they give you another additional box in here. And if you guys see it, I'm going to open it up. It's crazy. They give you screws because this thing could be mounted behind a monitor too also. And they give you the power adapter here. This is the power. And here's an extension for a different power source. So if you are traveling to Europe or somewhere else, they give you different connections too. You could purchase those things. And of course, the remote control. And if you guys see it, looks like almost like an Amazon control. It's the same size as the Amazon control. So we're gonna open that sucker up and see what we get. Really small. They give you the plastic to remove so the battery could turn on, of course. Power button, setting button, mute, menu button, reload, and then the tab. It says tab plus and negative. This could be the audio too. So I'm gonna turn it on and see what we get with this system once we set it up. So first of all, let's talk about what's under the hood and what's in here first. An antenna, of course, the wireless antenna. Type C connection here. USB Type C. Power adapter connection. VGA, Super VGA goes in here. And this is the HDMI connection, Ethernet connection, and 3.0 USB, and a lock mechanism in here. And then this is your audio jack, of course. Now around it, if you guys see it, this is your SD slot for memory card, and you could expand it up to 256 max. That's what it says on the template. SD 3.0, and then a 2.0. The black version is a 2.0. In front of it, you only find the power button in here, and of course this is RV, one of those sensor lights to remote for the remote. They have 3 different versions, like I said, the 4 gigs, the 8 gigs, and then I believe the 2 gigs. And this is the 4 gig version, and with 64 built-in memory, a hard drive in here. So you go upgrade it too just by looking at the different versions that they have. We're gonna go see what's under the hood and see what we can upgrade here. So let's go ahead and lock this beast. And it's just basic screws that's taking, but nothing fancy. Hopefully it's gonna be simple to remove and simple to upgrade, because when I like to buy something like this, I like to include myself to make sure that I could upgrade the machine. So there it is. It just came out. These were holding on through the top, if you guys can see it. Actually, I didn't even need to remove these to begin with. It's actually a heat vent. That's what it is for. Now in here, if you guys can see, they give you a SATA connection, so you can include your own hard drive in here. They give you a SATA connection and a SATA power, the power and the connection for the hard drive that you could put in here. It's not that bad. Look at that. So they give you a SATA connection for a hard drive, an additional hard drive if you want to include it. On top of it, they also give you an M.2 connection in here. If you guys can see it right here. So you could go either or, and this thing is going to be pretty much like a heat this is actually like a prevent the heat. It's going to be on top of the M.2. So I like that they give you, so if you want to include your movies and your other games in here, you can include a regular SATA hard drive. And then on top of that, you could do an M.2 hard drive. So there is no other memory that you can upgrade. It's pretty much basic how you see it in there. But I really like this feature. I mean, I like that they include the actual slots included with the screws in here. I like they include additional connection here for a SATA connection. This is a plus. I mean, this is I've never seen something like this before. I mean, this is really good. I like that they get the O connection, so you could have a mechanical drive instead of an M.2 drive. So it's not bad if you want to save yourself money. You could buy one of those, and this would be more for space and more for supporting the applications and the actual games that you're going to include in here. On top of that, I'm thinking more of an emulation system included in here. You could pretty much do a RetroPie system mixer, you know. Get all your retro gaming in here, not RetroPie, but this is actually see how strong and fast it is. Heat wise, I'm not quite sure where it's gonna evaporate all this stuff, but it seems like everything, the vents are really side by side. There's plenty of ventilations in here. It's simple, very simple solution to, it looks like a very simple solution to something that's very complicated. And it seems like everything's well made in there. I mean, I like some of the features. These are two plus, very plus features. So if you want to include space for like your games, like I said, and software applications, and this could be residing in back of the TV, which is not bad. And you can always include an extra hard drive, and like I said, an M.2 too. So if you guys can see, I have an M.2 here. Basically, you can just slide it in there and screw it in there, and there's a screw for it, so you could add additional space to the current setup you currently have. So I'm going to put this hard drive, this SSD M.2 in here just for additional space for now, and it's not that much. We're just going to put like maybe 250 gigs on it, and see if we can use it for space so we can support some of the software or games that we're going to install right now, and see how well it works, the module. And that's it. It's all set, and all we have to do is cover it up, and we'll have additional space. Just to give you guys a heads up, these two screws don't need to remove. This is for the heat vent and pretty much to hold the hard drive in there in place. If you guys can see it, if you have an additional hard drive that you want to put in there, SSD SATA drive, you can put it in there, or mechanical drive, whatever it suits you. I mean, it fits pretty well. I mean, there's also included the 4 screws, inputs that you can put in there. So you really don't need this, but this is pretty much like a heat vent too. You can also have this for the M.2. If you guys notice, I'm gonna put it here in place, and when I cover it up, it pretty much goes right over this M.2 that I just included in there, and it prevents from overheating. And I like that feature that they included that, because it's one of the it's a great feature that they have in there. I mean, the mechanics of it and the setup looks well made. And like I said, it's Azulle Byte3, and we're gonna go and close it now and set this up, set it to run. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open it up, and if you guys can see, I'm gonna turn on my mouse right now, and there's the mouse, and it's working very good actually. So we're gonna go and open it up. So right now we're running at 4 gigs memory installed, 64-bit. We have Windows Pro installed in here. So I got the SSD. We're just gonna go ahead and format it once I install it, because I had a bunch of stuff in there. And let's go do a quick format, and we'll be ready to use this one for anything we want, for gaming pretty much, or for any application. If you want Office installed to your local system, I wouldn't recommend it to put it on the main drive. Put it on this drive will be fine. So once you start the programming, the formatting, it just takes a matter of time, and you got extra space. So right now I added another 250 gigs of space in here. So we're gonna end up playing a game in here. We're gonna download actually, I got a couple of games that we can play remotely on this system, and I'm gonna show you guys. We'll start with something basic. I'm gonna go ahead and start the game remote. All right, and this is remotely on the system, on the same system, just to let you guys know. We're gonna try the different games, of course, you know, but right now it seems like if you have a wireless remote controller, which I do an Xbox right now. Right now this is wired. I'm wired directly to it, but I do have a wireless that I'm gonna be setting up, and you can have this as a gaming console. Of course, you need to be on the same setup, of course, and in order to do the GeForce now. And it has to be, they are going to start charging monthly, $4.95 I believe a month, but you can play any of your games that you have in your current library. So I'm going to go ahead and play this game that I have in my library. I'll also see if I could play other games, like we're going to try PUBG and see if there's any lag or anything to it. So one of the biggest games we're going to play here today, we're going to try to see if we can play, is Mr. PUBG. So let's go ahead and see how well it works with it and the graphics. And this, we're playing off the system, just to let you know, it's nothing else. We're playing off this one system, and it's able to run pretty good. I mean, I am very impressed with it, you know, with the whole setup. And my remote's here. I got my controllers. I got everything here that I need while it's loading up. This box is actually pretty good. I like it. I'm very impressed with it. Other than the fact that you're gonna have to pay for the extra services, that's about it. But it's well worth it. I mean, if you're gonna be running games, and I'm gonna try to see if I can play with the PUBG remote with this controller or with the keyboard. Either one, I can play either one. So right now it's connecting. It's seamless, nice little connection. We got it. There's no lag. I don't see a lag to it. I mean, and this just to let you guys know, I'm wireless on this machine. I do have fast internet at home, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I got 400 and then 20, 420, right? So it's not bad. It's a really good connection if you're gonna be streaming and gaming. Most companies have like 100. I'm not there yet. I can't afford it yet, but one day, maybe when fiber gets to run through my neighborhood, which I don't have fiber here, which is unfortunately, I don't even know who's here, to be honest with you, if I even have anybody. Just give you guys a couple minutes of this gameplay. Very impressed, man. Very impressed. Super like it. I mean, this is what they want me to test out, and it's so far it's working, and I'm liking it. And there is no lag whatsoever. Load this up, reload it, and let's go throw a couple things out there and see if we could throw some things. Ideally I will play with a mouse pad. Right now I don't have a mouse pad. I'm playing with this plastic on top of it, so even the mouse is a little laggy, but the gameplay is like, look, left, right, wait, right, left, right. And with the controller, if I pick up the controller, let's see, if you guys want to buy something like this and just pay the monthly fee and play all your Steam games, this is one way you can do it. You don't have to go all out and play everything. This is actually way better than the actual Amazon system that they have. So it's much cheaper than buying a $9.99 subscription instead of $9.99. You know, you pay $4.99, but it's a difference is that you have to own the games on your end. On the actual Amazon, you don't have to own any games. You can pretty much play their library. It's not that bad, but if you have any questions or any comments, hit me up and we're gonna come back. All right, we're gonna start playing a game right now, and just to let you guys know, in order to make this happen, I installed a secondary M.2 SSD card in here. So let's go ahead and set it up, and I put it right in the corner. If you guys can see it, we're gonna go ahead and play with this, see how well it runs with this machine. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Street Fighter version of it with the emulator, and it's installed in the local OS. And like I said, I have everything separate with an SSD, completely separate from the actual OS. So there's two of them, and like I said, I'm gonna put a coin here. Put a coin. And we go ahead and select our, and it looks like it's running really good out of this system. Very stable. I mean, I'm putting my hand over it. It's a little hot, but not too hot, extremely hot. It's just nice and warm. That's where it is. And it looks like this one actually runs really good. Oh shoot, I'm gonna get my ass whooped here. You know, very impressed with the whole setup itself. I mean, I freaking like it. This is a plus. I mean, I was watching movies. You could just rewind, pause, and use it as a mouse too. This system overall is really handy to even put in back of a TV, or maybe you want to do conferencing, video conferencing. this is awesome. But gaming, I was very impressed with it. Got a little warm at one time or another, but it's normal, you know, it's something that happens. Extra plus, if you want to include more space, there'll be the SD card. You could just put the games through the SD card. It'll run in the same way. You could add your controllers on the side, or you could have them built in Bluetooth. Built in here. You could remote into it. Super VGA, it's not necessary now these days. This is outdated technology. You know, I wish they would include a secondary HDMI maybe, or a micro display or something stronger than this. But I'm okay with what they have. They give you extra stuff to include. Now, Ethernet port. This is a plus if you want to transfer or download fast applications here into your secondary drive or your main drive. This machine is really light, maybe less than a pound, I would say, for it, or almost a pound. Real simple. Overall, I wish they included more for the OS, more space. But you know, this is as is. It's a really good, especially now that you could remote into other systems. Overall, I like it. If you guys have any questions or any comments, hit me up. I'm your host, Prophet74, out.